All right, today we're talking about a skill that honestly feels like a modern superpower. It's called deep work. It's all about mastering your focus in a world that is doing everything it can to steal your attention. So how do we actually do it? So, have you ever wondered how the people who create truly legendary stuff actually get it done? Is there some kind of secret sauce? Well, it often boils down to one thing: intense, completely uninterrupted focus. Let's look at a couple of wild examples. Think about J.K. Rowling back in 2007. She was struggling big time to finish the final Harry Potter book. At home, it was impossible. Kids, dogs, the doorbell, you name it. So what'd she do? Something kind of radical. She checked into a suite at a 5-star hotel. And in that quiet, that cone of silence, she found the focus to finish one of the biggest stories of our time.
And hey, it's not just authors. Go way back to 1974. A young Bill Gates basically locks himself away for 8 solid weeks to code the first version of BASIC. The focus was so intense that he'd literally fall asleep on his keyboard, wake up an hour later, and just pick up right where he left off. And that little piece of software, it became the foundation for Microsoft.
Okay, so what's the thread connecting these stories? They are perfect illustrations of what the author Cal Newport calls deep work. And this isn't just about, working hard. It's about pushing your brain to its absolute max, totally free from distractions, to create something valuable and new.
So why are we calling this a superpower? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. In our current economy, the value of this kind of intense focus is going through the roof, but our ability to actually do it is totally tanking.
All right, let's really break this down. You've got deep work, which creates stuff that's high value and really hard to replicate, right? Think writing a killer piece of code or a game-changing business plan. Then you have shallow work. That's all the logistical stuff, answering easy emails, hopping on status calls. It has to get done, sure, but it doesn't really stretch your brain. So which one do you think the modern economy really values?
Yeah, exactly. In this crazy, hyper-connected world we live in, if you want to stand out from all that noise, you have to create something that's genuinely great. Think about it. That tweet you sent an hour ago, already forgotten. But the result of real deep work, a brilliant book, a solid strategy, that stuff has a lasting impact.
So, if deep work is so incredibly valuable, why don't we all just do it? Well, because our modern world is basically a machine designed to destroy focus. You've got the open plan offices, the constant pings from coworkers, the never-ending lure of social media, and on top of all that, our brains are just naturally wired to crave whatever's new and shiny. It's a perfect storm of distraction. And just how bad is it? Well, a study from 2012 found that when we try to resist a distraction, like checking our email or just glancing at our phone, we only succeed about half the time, 50% of the time. We're losing the battle for our own attention half the time we even try to fight it. And that right there is the key takeaway. In an economy that's starving for new ideas but is drowning in distractions, your ability to just give something your full undivided attention, that is what sets you apart. It's your biggest professional asset, period. Okay, so we've talked about the what and the why. Now for the really good stuff, the how. How do you actually start doing deep work? Let's dive into 3 core strategies that you can literally start using today. And look, this isn't about becoming a hermit and living in a cave. It's about being strategic. We're going to focus on 3 pillars. First, scheduling your distractions. Second, building a consistent rhythm. And third, creating a shutdown ritual so you can actually recharge. First up, schedule your distractions. See, instead of letting every single buzz or ping pull you out of the zone, you take back control. The next time you feel that urge to check your phone or look at email, don't just do it. Instead, make a note and tell yourself, okay, I'll check that at 11:30. By making a conscious choice to wait, you're basically doing reps for your concentration muscle. Number 2, you've got to build a rhythm. Look, willpower runs out. Habits, they're automatic. So you need to make deep work a regular, scheduled part of your day. For a lot of people, the quiet of the early morning is perfect for this. And you don't have to go crazy on day 1. Just start with a 60 or 90-minute block of pure, uninterrupted focus. The goal is to slowly build that up towards maybe 4 hours a day. And finally, and this one is so important, have a shutdown ritual. You can't focus intensely day after day if you're not properly recharging your batteries. Deep work is fueled by quality rest. So at the end of your workday, take 5 minutes. Look at any unfinished tasks. Make a quick plan for tomorrow. This gets all those nagging thoughts out of your head so you can truly switch off. A neat trick is to say a simple phrase to yourself like, "shutdown complete," to signal to your brain that it's time to stop working.
So let's say you do all this. You start scheduling your distractions, you build a rhythm, you have a shutdown ritual. What's the real, ultimate payoff? Well, it's bigger than just getting more done. You're actually fundamentally changing your brain.
No, I'm serious. This isn't just some life hack. It's a biological upgrade. When you consistently practice deep work, you are physically rewiring the hardware between your ears. Let's geek out for just a second on the neuroscience here.
So it all comes down to this stuff in your brain called myelin. The best way to think about it is like the rubber insulation on an electrical wire. When you focus really hard on a specific skill, your brain starts wrapping the relevant brain cells, the neurons, in more and more layers of this myelin. And that insulation lets your brain signals fire way faster and cleaner with less static.
And that is the ultimate prize. By practicing deep work, you're not just completing a task, you're literally building a better, faster brain. You're optimizing your own neural circuits for whatever it is you're focusing on, creating a mind that is truly upgraded for creativity and innovation.
So that really brings us back to the big question. This ability to do deep work, it truly is a superpower, and it's getting rarer by the day. It gives you the power to build things of real value, to actually stand out in a world of noise. The only question left is, what will you create with that focused attention?